Hi everyone. Sometimes it feels like the 2 weeks between our video visits are like an eternity, and sometimes it just seems like I just talked to you yesterday. And each word I pull, boy, do I live. And I love hearing your stories too of how the word just resonates. And we've had 2 weeks of clarity and then 2 weeks of expansiveness. And I've been seeing the connection between the two of them because with clarity, it's not just being able to see that path in the forest when you finally can see your next step forward. Seeing is one thing, then you have to take action. But the way expansiveness has played out in my life, okay, so then you take action, but you know what you sometimes get gripped with? And I think we can all relate to this. Fear. Fear comes in and tries to talk you out of taking that action or the next step following the first step. And the real enemy to living an expansive life is letting fear win the day. Letting fear being the bully on the playground that stops you from putting your wings out there and flying. And everybody's gripped with fear. I do not believe that there is such a thing as fearless living. It's the relationship we have with fear and what we do with it, acknowledging it, taking it out and looking at it, choosing one thought over the other, knowing that every thought that flies through your head doesn't necessarily deserve to set up housekeeping there. And ushering those negative thoughts out the door so they don't interfere and bog you down. But it's not just about following your dreams. It's about being that big-hearted person, and fear stops you from being that too, stops me from being that too. Hey, you know, every 2 weeks now I've been looking back at my old archived blog posts. I've posted 200 articles on my blog. And so to fill in the gaps during weeks, I've been going into the archives and saying, oh, well, what did I used to say about expansiveness? Or what did I previously write about clarity or forgiveness? And when I read them, sometimes I'm surprised and I wonder, who is that person? Some of the stuff's really good, but I'm not her anymore. And so when I say anything about any topic, I want you to know I do not think I'm an authority on it all, or any of it necessarily. I don't bring anything new to the table that you haven't heard from Oprah or Anne Lamott or Elizabeth Gilbert, and they all are far more, well paid for one thing. I do this not because I think I'm going to shatter anybody's world or create a tsunami of, wow, what revelation. No, it's really because I love to encourage people. And I feel like if you and I can get together every other week and think about a topic and be encouraged about it, that's a good thing. So when I talk about fear, stomping in and being the bully, it's because I've lived it. It's not because I've conquered it. So having taken that little commercial break, I was talking about how fear doesn't just keep you from pursuing your dreams, but it also keeps you from being that big-hearted person that's easily entreated, that can just let things roll off, that follows the 4 agreements and doesn't take things personally. Ooh, I'm really sinking my teeth into that one these days. So what won't let me take things personally? Love. But fear? Fear takes everything personally. Fear is insulted, offended, feels slighted, is appalled, because it's got so much to do with our own egos and our own insecurities. So Even though we're moving on to a new word of the week, I'm still pressing into having an expansive heart. One that doesn't take account of a suffered wrong. That's not checking the balances and making sure that you're not ahead of me or that you don't owe me something. I want to be that big-hearted person that people just can relax around because they know that I'm not looking to find them out. I love the word expansiveness. You know, when I think of the word, I always think of my dad. My dad was just the kind of man everybody loved. He never failed to have a huge smile on his face. He'd buy ice cream for all the kids on the block. And when he passed away, there was a line almost a mile long of people that wanted to pay their respects because he was a big-hearted guy. I want to be his big-hearted daughter. And I encourage all of you, if you've had your moment of clarity and decided to take action, don't be surprised by the fear that showed up to bully you out of it. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. And you can take the next step. So I'm asking for a word to follow up expansiveness with. For the next 2 weeks, Holy Spirit, what do we need that's going to help guide our path? And the answer is, wow, communication. This is one of my favorite words in the whole world, not just because I was a communications major in college. There are a few quotes I always use in my communication classes that I teach. One is, communication builds community. And the less people know, the more they yell. So if someone's angry or yelling, or if you are angry or yelling, check what communication or lack thereof is going on. Sometimes the most unsettling times in our life is when there is static in the air. And you think someone's thinking something and you're not sure, but you wonder if, and you've created this whole dramatic movie in your mind because you've never had the conversation. You can really ask any question in love. And communication will build a bridge, clear the fog, and help you with that clarity that we were talking about earlier this last month. So, communication, it's a great word of the week. I'm looking forward to living it out with all of you big-hearted, wonderful people out there. And leave a message in the comments because I love hearing from you. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.